This morning is the end of the church year, theologically speaking. And on this last Sunday of the church year, we celebrate the Reign of Christ Sunday. This morning's scripture brings us to the end of Jesus' ministry as he has been arrested by the leadership of the Jewish community. Now, needing approval by a Roman authority in order to have Jesus executed, they turned Jesus over to Pilate, the Roman governor who rules over Israel, to have him convicted of treason against the Roman state. This is where our scripture text for today begins. Now, after hearing the charges made against Jesus by the Jewish council, Pilate then begins his interrogation directly with Jesus and asking him if he, Jesus, claims to be King of the Jews. Professor of Christian Education at Columbia Theological Seminary in Decatur, Georgia, Roger Neshakioka, points out, Pilate understands king and kingship in earthly terms. Jesus redefines king and kingship to God's definition of kingdom and kingship, which is to belong to a sphere of belief in him who comes into the world to testify to the truth. The sphere of belief occurs among all of those who both hear and heed Jesus' proclamation of the truth, being the truth, and even belonging to the truth are what makes Jesus a king. Jesus makes clear to Pilate that the claims of him being King of the Jews has no earthly geographical boundaries. His kingship is based in hearing and heeding to truth. Then Pilate says, "What is truth?" It is important, I think, to note that Pilate didn't ask this as a question, but rather presents it as a declarative. What is truth? In an era of wide social media contact, the reality of disinformation has become a major challenge. When we read a news report or listen to the news on the TV or on the radio or through any number of sources, the burning question that comes immediately to mind is that of the question, is this true? We have been bombarded over these past few years with so much false information being presented as truth that we can find ourselves questioning whether 1 and 1 equal 2. Now, in my meditating about today's scripture, I came across 2 differing examples that relate to this question of truth and dealing with our spiritual relationship to truth. The first example comes from the perspective as seen through a psychotherapist, Dr. Gerald May, as he explores how addiction keeps us from living with the full love and freedom for which we were created. It seems to me, says Dr. May, that free will is given to us for a purpose, so that we may choose freely, without coercion or manipulation, to love God in return and to love one another in a similarly perfect way. Now, is not this the message that we find throughout the whole of what we call the Holy Bible? Dr. May continues saying, this is the deepest desire of our hearts. In other words, our creation is by love, in love, and for love. It is both our birthright and our authentic destiny to participate fully in this creative loving, and freedom of will is essential for our participation to occur. Dr. May looks at addiction as a psychic malignancy, sucking our life energy sucking our life energy into specific obsessions and compulsions, leaving less and less energy available for other people and other pursuits, leading us to fulfill our longing for God through objects of attachment. For example, God wants to be our perfect lover, but instead, we seek our perfection in human relationships and are disappointed when our lover or our parents and children and even our churches cannot love us perfectly. God wants to provide our ultimate security, but we seek our safety and power and possessions and then find that we must continually worry about them. This is what exists in the earthly kingdom that Pilate understands. This is Pilate's truth. The second example looks at an idea of belonging. Whose kingdom did Jesus identify with? An earthly kingdom? A kingdom obsessed with self? Or a spiritual kingdom that works for the betterment of the collective? Jesus tells Pilate that proclaiming the truth, being the truth, and even belonging to the truth are what makes Jesus a king. Jesus' kingdom is not defined by earthly terms or even by imaginary concepts. In this encounter with Pilate, Jesus states in no uncertain terms that he comes from and belongs to God's kingdom. Professor Nishiaka reminds us that the concept of belonging needs to be understood through the lens of the Mediterranean world Jesus was living in. Our struggles in understanding the concept of belonging come from the fundamental cultural concept of individualism that we live with in these United States. We test our belonging through the lens of individualism and on the individual's own decision-making, as opposed to the Mediterranean emphasis on the community. According to biblical scholar Bruce Molina, the world of the New Testament, a person did not think of himself or herself as an individual who acted alone, regardless of what others would think or say. Rather, the person is ever aware of the expectations of others, especially significant others, and strives to match those expectations. When Jesus tells Pilate that all who listen to Jesus' voice belong to the truth and are a part of his kingdom, he is saying, in Mediterranean fashion, that belonging is less about individual decisions and more about collective participation in a community that transcends the self. I wonder where each of us finds our truth. Do we live as part of a larger community? Or do we live more focused on individualism? Do we, like Jesus, identify with living within God's kingdom, or do we find ourselves immersed in our physical world, making our decisions based on earthly principles, trusting in what we can accumulate? What is truth? Here is the truth. We are made in God's image. We are a part of God's family, whether we acknowledge it or try to ignore it. Our creation is by love, in love, and for love. It is both our birthright and our authentic destiny to participate fully in this creative loving. And freedom of will is essential for our participation to occur. We have the choice to either accept this truth or to accept the disinformation of the addictions this world offers. I offer this truth for you to hold close to your heart this morning. No matter who you are or where you find yourself on life's journey, you are a child of God. And you belong in the kingdom that Jesus reigns in. Amen.